Sukamina, Esikona, Elokalikuma, Shelaye Muna, Egona, Ulekela Yakaya, Iya Ikona, Sekoma Akana, Onakabilaka, and Sekona Fakaliko. Binuko Sikinaliko Sikaliko Nasa. Sobina and Nicosiconalico. Sinica and Sinica licumba secoda. Una kisa calicuna chico fa iconoso ese balico misaka ekana. En ese balico nasico nisakinasa faki nisukopinaka. Sokabila kalokomis kaliko sin kaliko so unisika kona keno kono bakero fano se kepiro kota inga chico lakinase inna shikalo sakima kina kaleko ma. I want to say today is a great day. I see the Amun Raj coming up, the shining star. Bring that warmth of the melanin energy that you can feel on your melanated skin. Yeah, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, it makes you feel good. If it's a pleasant day, you feel pleasant too. Oh man. I'm good today, right? Because me and my significant other, we went to eat last night and we found a spot that I recommend for anybody and everybody. I really don't want to do it because I just want to be there by myself. Man, I'm telling you, everything was good from the water, the bread with the sauce to go on the bread. And, you know, I'm a salad man. Ooh, Lord, did they have a salad? Only other salad that is somewhere on that, not, it ain't, no, I can't give them two. I can't give them balance. This one I had last night was whoo, but the American Best is over there on Alabama Avenue. They got a good salad too. But man, this right here, man, I'm always going back there when I had the time. I mean, everything was good. I'm saying the water tastes good. They had some type of water that they got on the machine or whatever. That was good. And I'm telling you, they had a sauce to put on a little bread. That was the bomb. Like I said, I eat salad. And they gave me a salad. Everything was good on this chop. I mean, the tomatoes, the cucumbers, and everything was just great. And that's why I feel so good this morning, because I ate like I like to eat. But that was good. I ain't been to no restaurant like that, and I don't know. I haven't been where everything tastes good, man. Everything. And it ain't that much, money to, spend or whatever. And it's right in Southeast Washington on 8th Street called Kava. I think, yeah, Kava. But man, I recommend this restaurant to any and everybody, man, because, man, the food was good. My significant other, she had got lamb and something else, some sweet potato thing that didn't even look like a sweet potato. She tore that joint up. We both was talking about the water and I wanted to buy the water. I wanted to buy some bread with the sauce and everything. He said can't do it. But anyway, on to our subject matter of we must stand up to the powers that be. All European countries around the world. We have to, get out of the mindset of this, what they call European supremacy and European privilege. And we must stand up and man and woman and children up in our society that we're creating and our infrastructure so that we can overcome the destruction that coming through our neighborhoods and in our states and upon the globe by the same people who want to control because they know their situation is unfolding. Their time is up, and they know it is. Let's see, they've been so corrupt over all the period of time. Now they have lost their mind trying to stay in control without dying. That's why they be killing us and through social engineering, having killing ourselves and then putting us in court and going to the auction block through the courtroom and then going through the plantation if they happen to find us guilty and they say how much you want to buy this one for? How much you want to buy this nigga for? They don't know they the real niggas, but that's what they say. So they give us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years so that we'll work free labor on the plantation. Then you be in there, family out here, and you got to stay strong. You got to be a man. You got to be like a warrior, gladiator, because sometimes you be in here with predators. Predators. You know what a predator is in jail? They ain't got no scruples. And if you look good, don't know how to fight to defend yourself, man, they're gonna take you. But that's not neither here nor there. What's here and there is that we got to come together as a people and manifest. Hey, what's up, my brother? I had to, two of them. That's uh, Jeffrey King, and my man Tony Harris. Two genuine, oh my big uncle. But those two go back to the old school, or it was the new school when we went there. But we go black. We go black to, as a matter of fact, we go back like when we was wearing, good morning, my brother. We go back to when we was wearing Sounds of belt pants and snakes and gators and sport coats. I'm talking about back in, what was that, 60s, 70s or whatever. We didn't have our pants hanging down off our butt. And our women was the same way. They looked so beautiful in their dresses and all that, mini skirts and all that. But we had to impress each other. But they don't do that now. They don't even care about that. The dudes can walk around with the drawers showing. They be trying to match the color of the drawers in their outfit, showing their drawers. I seen a guy the other day. No, that was on the video. But I did see a guy hanging with his pants hanging down so far. Man, he couldn't even hardly walk, right? So where do we get this mentality? It comes through social engineering of the European empire that, they aspire to keep us in a hole, keep us down, keep their foot on our necks, not only here in what this Turtle Island they call America, because we was here first also as the indigenous people, Aborigine, they say Indians. We was here before those Indians that are red or whatever. We was here first, melanated. We was here. We was here. We was in Agabu land, so-called Africa, Australia, everywhere we were. But they came in with their devious plot. And they plotted with their guns and everything about warfare and warmongers. And they came and took. They dropped bombs on people. They dropped poison gas on people. And this is what they do. So now, in this day and time, we so close together, right? If they can't do all that, right? They can do it like in a country like continent like Africa because it's so big and so much land mass and stuff like that. That we even got dig this. The Europeans in 63, 64 or something like that. All the Europeans came together in the Berlin conference, right? And they They chopped up Africa, made borderlines and all that. Say, I got this. The French say, I got that. The Spanish say, I got that. The Portuguese say, I got that. The English say, I got that. The Germans say, I got this. They did that, right? But guess who's trying to do that now in 2019? The Chinese and the Japanese are in Africa, and they loan them money and know they can't pay it back. Then they take over shipping lanes and all that. See, we got to overcome all the attacks from everybody. Everybody trying to attack us because they know we got the gold, diamonds, minerals that operate everything on this planet Earth. But if we don't control it, then what are we? What do we give birth to, huh? What do we give birth to our children? Do we still go through this story of so-called slavery or captivity? I say captivity because I never been a slave nor a nigga. Because a nigga is a European because they was lazy and shiftless. Our forefathers and mothers that was forced to work in the cotton fields, tobacco fields, sugar cane, wherever they had to work, they was forced. So they weren't lazy because they was working all day. But the people that was sitting on the porch, they was lazy and shiftless. So they're the niggas. I'm talking about the European white people. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, I ain't got no what? I ain't gonna pull no punches. I'm gonna speak the truth. I'm gonna speak the truth that was given to me since I was a little guy. See, I've been like studying since I was a little guy. I was like into the cat in the hat books and the World Book Encyclopedia at a very young age, learn how to read and comprehend. I mean, I had a dictionary and the encyclopedia. So I was like, it was like I was taking journeys around the world at a young age. And so they just can't say anything to me because I'm not one that is uh, uh, unaware. I'm aware of what they done. I know the story, the history, the story that they told. I know our story. They try to make a mystery to us and for us, but no, we have the trust. We have the blessings of the Creator. We call it many names. This energy. We say Allah, we say Jah, we say Jesus, we say whatever. But this energy is what's in you and me. This is a temple, you see. It's natural. It's plain and simple. This is a temple. What you do when you go to the temple, you worship the Creator. So if this is a temple, the Creator is in you. So this is who you are. This is who you are. A very minute, like something like that, or smaller than that. The power of the Lord is in you, in us as melanated people, and that's what we got to know. And we got to we have to develop the persona of creativity and of the Creator through our DNA, that where the Creator lays, or in our temple, also with our ancestors. Like people die and this and that, we be crying and all that. But you're going to cry because people might be close to you, but you really don't got to cry because they everywhere in the universe and they right there. All you got to do is say, hey, what's going on? Or, whatever. And just listen. Just listen to the silence and you will be informed by your ancestors, how long ago or how short a period of time ago or whatever. See, I like George Jackson and Nat Turner. I like those people. And I love my other ancestors, my mother's fathers and stuff like that. But I call on all of them at times because I know I need guidance because, sometimes I get off track. I do because of my, not my behavior, my disposition. Sometimes it be too staunch. Like I always say that people be at zero, I already be at 100. Like when you're pushing the gas, they be at, getting ready to go. They start from zero. I be at 100, man. That's my personality and character. But see, I got self-control and discipline. You'll never know that about me. Because everybody say, man, he quiet. He'll do this. He'll do that. I am. I'm all those things. But see, I am a warrior though, and I go by the warrior's code. I live by the warrior's code. Because one time they said gangster and all that. I had all those titles. Coming up that don't mess with them and don't do this and all that. But I was hurting my people. And I came out of that mentality to hurt my own kind, even though I wasn't forcing nothing on nobody. I was just trying to, uh, I wasn't trying to help them either. I was trying to make a gain off them, and that was the crime on my part, not on the system part, because the system is the one that brought everything in the society for us to manipulate ourselves into hooking our people on drugs and then shooting our people or whatever, just for some money, and then that's how it is. So we got to be stronger than that, bigger than that. We got to be blacker than that. We got to know that we're under attack in this day and time, to the degree that, see, they use psychology. They use psychology. They've been having think tanks. They got 50-year plans, 30-year plans, 20-year plans, all for our demise, even in our community. That's what the gentrification is about, to take the community away from us and move us out and stuff like that. See, they pushing and pushing. You know why they pushing? Because they know their time is running out. And all we got to do is stay unified. If we can get unified, there's no F. When we get unified, then we can stop the dying. We can stop everything negative, all negative energy that's in our circumference, in our circle. Just like, when we was small and we had a group that was in, everybody was cool. That's what we got to do now. But we got to expand that, coolness to a worldwide coolness of all us, even though we might not know somebody in Africa, or something like that. But we have to open our hearts and our minds to those people that's there, so they can open their minds to us here. And that's the only way that we're going to overcome the European, uh, excuse me, European, what should I say, racism, supremacy. See, but they don't have really no supremacy no more, because they're weak now, because they're separated, because they want always want more, they be like hoarding and I get this mine, this yours. See, by them doing that, they become enemies of each other, and they, in their social uh, toxin way of living on the planet Earth and lack of giving, they have become the monsters that they are. Yeah, I said monsters because genome primate is an animal, and that's what the bloodline they come from. I ain't saying it. I'm just telling you what I read from in their books of science and all that. What they be saying about themselves, matter of fact. They tell you where they come from. They tell you what they supposed to done to us. They tell you all those things. Their mentality is like vampires and werewolves. That's the reality. I mean, you look at all these scary pictures and all this and all that. The mind, the psychic, is where it come from. So that's within them, you know. And we got to overcome everything about them that they have, like, through institutionalized racism. I'm talking about academically and stuff like that, especially in their school system. We have to overcome all Eurocentric uh, knowledge, endeavors, everything. I'm talking about religion, holidays, all that. We must overcome that and go black to the essence of who we are as a people worldwide. Because if we don't, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing, and we're gonna keep dying through their manipulation. But see, it's turning around now where we're getting strong and more divine uh, in our mind, more spiritual in time, based on our ancestors. We must come black into our thinking of originality and our reality of oneness and unity. Of I don't care if you was born in Turtle Island or your ancestors was born in Turtle Island or your ancestors were born in Akabu land, Exium. One is Africa and one is here in America. See, but uh, these Europeans, when they came out the cave, they just came out, just killing everything, killing everyone that stood in their way. Then they became, after we taught them how to survive and how to live because they wasn't even washing themselves. The big hats they wore, that was to keep the doo-doo from coming out the window on top of their head. They didn't take baths and all that until the Moors went over there and taught them how to do this and do that about cement grounds and waters, how to bathe and everything, and really how to behave because they was like animals. No etiquette about anything, no etiquette about eating at the table or nothing. So they was taught by us, but they want to say that they taught us that we didn't have anything to do with civilizations. We had great civilizations before they made it out the caves. We had pyramids, we had Timbuktu, Mela, we had all these federations and everything going on. This was before they made it out the caves. So, what I'm saying to us today, as I say every day, is about Black power. I ain't saying that, we going to need this here, but not to use upon each other. We're going to need that to defend ourselves because we don't want to be unarmed and the police and the army men be the only one that's armed. And the thing about it, we don't know how it's going to go because, see, what America has done is like they say, a melting pot, right? A melting pot is like when they put everything in, like gumbo, right? Like gumbo. See, that's what they do and have done in America, like this here. They got us, they got them, they got Chinese, they got Spanish, they got African, they got everybody in their armies, in the CIA, FBI, and all that. So we don't know who agent provocateurs to come from us and stuff like that, but we got to be aware. I want to say to my brother, Elwood Younger, Soy, to me, my man, this is a great brother. One of the greatest brothers I know that's on the planet Earth living at this time. Always, man, I'll be by his side. No, I don't care when, where, how. That's power. This brother is powerful. And he have, sometimes, because like I say, I be at 100 while people be at 0. And he had to, calm me down because I was getting ready to go. And he said, man, come on now. Don't do that. You more than that. And so that's why I appreciate this warrior here, a strong warrior. Mostly everybody on here that I know is a strong warrior, from the warrior's code. It ain't like they agent provocateurs or, tell and informers and this and that. They hold their tongues because this is how we've been groomed to hold our own, and be strong no matter what. So in this time of modern day warfare that they use through, manipulation in the frequencies in the air, that's where they get our young warriors in the street. They use social engineering. When you say social engineering, I'm saying this here. I'm saying what we listen to, what we read, what we put in our bodies, and all that stuff. Whatever we put in is going to come out in word, actions, or deeds. If you're listening to, I'm a kill that mother all day long and getting high and drinking at the same time, then talking about she ain't nothing but a bee, she ain't nothing but a bee. And you do this all day long, then this is how you become. You become under robot control and you lose your soul. And we can't do that no more. We got to deal with our young warriors and bring them back home. We got to bring our warriors home, man. We got to deal with unification to build our black nation through black power. You know, I ain't saying the gun. I'm saying that when there's a need for it to deal with our natural enemy, then we're going to have to defend ourselves unless we have the energy of the Creator and our ancestors in this day and time, that in the age of Aquarius, that, you know, we get that divine power and energy and but until then, we might have to use their weapons of force. But they got so much stuff going on, man, that we don't even know about. They got, like, when you talk about energy and frequencies, they got stuff like that they could shoot it and you just get burned up on the inside or something like that. These are mad scientists that we're dealing with. And so we got to unify so we can counter whatever they do. Got to. That's schools and everything. Because, you know, I'd be so fed up with all these people be talking about, I'm in a Greek fraternity. How could you even say that? How could you even fix your mouth to say that? When the Greeks sat at our feet in ancient Kemet. Boy, how could you allow these people to take your power? How could you allow these people to take all the information that came from your libraries after they burned and ransacked them? How could you allow these people to deal with your occult scientists and sciences and tell you don't deal with it? They tell you that, the Antichrist, you better not mess with the Antichrist. What is 666? Neutrons, protons, and electrons, not what they be talking about. They're all about trickery and deception to keep you away from who you are. And all that is carbon. And carbon is energy. It can't be destroyed. So that is the energy of the Lord, or the energy of the Creator of the universe, of the powerful, sublime, supreme intelligence that everyone has a name for, you know, like Allah, Jah, God, you know, and all that. But it's, you know, this power is in us. This power is what guides us. This power is what sustains us when we tap into it. Because if we don't tap into it, we will lose it, you know. That's how it be. That's how, or why we got to develop to be mentally free. We got to become mentally free, spiritually free, so that we can be on the pathway of enlightenment, the pathway of our ancestors and African spirituality, and also here in Aborigine, Turtle Island, right here, because we was here too. Don't let them trick you and say that everybody came from Africa here. No, that ain't. We were here too. And so we went there and they came around, you know, like that. And that's the 360 degrees of deception that they have been feeding us since the inception of them getting into power. But now the power is in our hands. We got to take it back in this hour. It is. That's all it is. We got to take the power back by developing our infrastructures once again, like Black Wall Streets. And we did that in a day of what? Segregation. So that's telling us that we didn't need them and we had everything going on, but they got so jealous and everything that they dropped bombs on the cities and tore them up. But they can't do that no more. We ain't gonna let them do that no more. Because I don't care what you call yourself. You say Moor, Christian, Jew, Muslim, whatever you call yourself. But one thing for sure, you cannot change this here. You can't change that. So that in our essence of being black from the black land, being called the black man, or melanin, or however you want to address yourself, but know that we are divine in our mind. And in our mind is where all the gold, silver, and everything, the minerals, just like on the outside of our being, is on the inside also, you know. That's why we have an universe and there's a universe. So that we have to understand the workings of the universe so that we can have a profound effect upon the universe. It's simple as that. It's plain and simple. Plain and simple, like a dimple on your face. And it got to be in unification and love of our people, man. We got to overcome all the idiosyncrasies that they have programmed into our minds through their education and through everything else. I know that we're in the United Snakes of hypocrisy. And people say the United States of America. See, but the thing about it, it ain't like the European is, got the whole mass Americanism or whatever. Like I just finished explaining, it's a melting pot. It's like gumbo. You got all us in this pot, and they like at the top or whatever, manipulating, pulling the strings like we puppets and all that, which they do with the president and all that. But this president here, I don't know. It's some people say that what the Kennedy son wasn't killed, and he developed a elite team, right, to get back to people that murdered his father and all that, and try to kill him. And this guy that's in the office now is supposed to be a part of that. So I had to rethink my thing about him, but he's still a European. And only reason that I deal with that Kennedy, maybe because he maybe got a little tinge of John Brown blood in him. See, I can deal with John Brown. You know why? Because John Brown not only put his life on his line, on the line, but he put his family life on the line. So a European that done that, man, I tip my hat for that. But other than that, the racism and the I would say, yeah, the animalism of their reality, being genome primates from that type of bloodline, and everything that they do. You know what they do at the Vatican and all that behind closed doors and when they open doors. But if you don't really, I don't understand that, man. I really don't. How can you know about a religion that practice what they practice and have all these people in it? Huh? How can that be? Is they paying them off to get in their drawers? I don't know. But it's hard for me to even, this. I can't discern that. I got to look at them for what they are. And that's why I'm, deal with religion. And, I'm Islamically, I'm Christian, and, what? Jew, whatever, all that's in my system, all because I'm universal, I'm spiritual. A brother just told me the other day how, that the Buddhists do Shabbat, stuff like that. See, I want to be a light. I want to know everything that's dealing with spiritual essence. I want to know everything that I need to know about living here on this planet. I want to be able to like go through realms and dimensions after reaching levels of intelligent of esoteric and arcane knowledge. That's where I'm studying now. That's where I'm at now. That's where I'm striving at in a spiritual context, in the essence of the creator that's in me that chose me with my third eye open, because you can't choose it. But here's the thing about that, right? It'd probably be a lot of people that third eye open, but a lot of people wasn't ready. And because, man, I almost got low. I got to say that I'm blessed because when I was coming up, I used to smoke love boat like I was the best at it. But I still had my sanity, which little bit was left. Then when my third eye opened for like 3 months, I was like, 4 was so great. It was like when I dropped acid when I was younger. But you know what? The Lord blessed me to keep my sanity, or I was strong enough to keep it. So that's why I'm here now, right now, doing and speaking the way that I speak, because I'm going to have a divine nature now. I'm in my divine nature. I'm in my spiritual nature. I'm in my ancestral nature. I'm there because that's what you become when you unlearn the Eurocentric indoctrination and how they taught us and directed us in a negative way to keep us dumbfounded, keep us, in a state of what deception, and don't know about us when we the ones that started all civilizations off on the globe, wherever it was, wherever it unfolded. I'm talking about even in the cold in the Antarctica. If you go there, you'll find us too. That's why they got a part of Antarctica closed off now. They're protecting it. Don't want us to come up there to reflect upon it. But it's all about unification and love, man. Brothers and sisters and our young warriors. We got to come together, like the brother that they assassinated, Nipsey Hussle, the other brothers they assassinated, like George Jackson, Nat Turner, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. See, when you rise up in truth and reality, you got to have somebody around you that love you, that they ain't gonna let nobody harm you or hurt you. I mean, you probably think, man, I'm all loving and I don't need that, but you do. So that's why we got to be, we don't need to put people out in leadership positions because if they do something to them, then everything, is somewhat broken down. But if we just be, every one of us be leaders, they can't hurt all of us. And they can't do that now when we get organized and mobilized and unified. And then whatever they do, we will counter it. That's how I see it. Even though it's hard for me. You know why I say that? It ain't really hard because it's like I got two hats on. I'm a commissioner, ABO6, single member district of Ward 8, and I'm talking like what I'm talking like. I don't have no choice other than how I talk. But I can be manneral, disciplined, and have self-control and all that. I can, put on the tux and or the three-piece suit or the African attire, however you want me to somewhat be, how I feel like being, I can be. But I'm a revolutionary, evolutionary spiritual warrior. And I live by the warrior's code. And that's what flow I'm in. And it all began when I first came through my father's phallus, come out my mother's yoni after being in her stomach for 9 months. And I was chosen back then, but I had to go through the educational process and see could I survive. And I have survived, and I'm still alive. Everything I've been through. My brains, I mean, I don't know if I got all my brain cells because of like the chemicals I smoked at the time. And that's about it. That's the only thing that, probably stifled me a little bit, but it didn't stifle me to the point that I can't see with my third eye that was opened up about 7 years ago. It was an experience, man. Like I said, some people maybe had that third eye open, but they couldn't handle it. Because I'm telling you, if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. Not saying nothing good about myself, just saying that when it occurred that I'm saying it was like, man, I was on acid for about 3 months. I was like, I was riding a high. I was like my mentality was so high, and I was like going 186,000 miles per second, like the speed of light and the speed of thought. And I was communicating just like that. So people couldn't, they trying to comprehend and say, what are you talking about and this and that? But I was gone and I was like, I was on another level. Then I had to calm down where I'm at now. So when I talk now, I talk not above, I talk to the people. And even talk to myself. I had to see my psychiatrist in the middle all the time, in the mirror, I meant, so that, I can keep myself abreast with what I got to go through, the tests of life and all that, and just be aware of what might can happen anytime. But I don't it doesn't bother me because I'm of a divine nature, and I know that if they do anything, it ain't nothing that they can do. Because it's like they can't do nothing to me because I am I am the Antichrist. I am the Antichrist. I am carbon. I am carbon, and I can't be destroyed or killed or anything. Only thing can go on me is my body. And after that, I go back to the source of it all. And being part of that source is part of uh, an energy that's so very powerful that it's beyond measure. And you got to keep growing into it, though. You got to keep developing and be spiritual, though, and divine at the same time. And you got to keep your mind in an even flow. And you can't be playing because this is serious. It's very, very serious. And you can't play with the Lord, man. You can't play with the energy of the Creator or our ancestors because if you're chosen, you're chosen. And that means you're going to be rose into a position of leadership. Of not, not probably in the government and none of that, but your leadership is within yourself and that people can see and activate it to you when they come across your energy, because I am a people's person. I don't have a choice in the matter. I don't, because I sold my soul to the Creator and my ancestors. See, it's like I got the key to the secrets of the seven seal. I met the 24 elders in my astro traveling. You probably be saying, what you talking about? What you mean? You only know what I mean if you study and come into the understanding of who you are. So you can shine like a Sirius star or like the black hole where everything come from. We all come from the blackness, from the darkness. Don't never forget that because there is nothing stronger than the melanin and the carbon, that we are nothing. They might got a position on us now, but that's slowly dissipating. It's dissipating. They're going out in a natural way through the sunlight, and their birth rate is lesser than their death rate is greater than their birth rate. And our black seeds just keep on growing, and we just got to cultivate them and give information to our young warriors so they can help build our nation and protect our community, protect our households and everything. We got to be our own police force. We got to be everything, our own armed army force, our CIA, the FBI, all that. We got to be our own so that we can help our own. We got to counter every move that they do like we playing the chess game. And stop letting them play political poker with our lives. And with that, I want to read this. I want to read this poem I wrote some time ago. My poetry is original, right? I wrote poems that, I look at them now. I mean, some of the language I use now, I was writing poetry. I mean, I used it in my poetry some years ago. And I use it now, and I be saying, God, dog, nobody uses it, then I use it, then it's being used by other people. But I say, this word out right there, I was saying that back there, back in time. So I'm saying, what are you dying for? What are you dying for? What are you dying for on the coastal seashores of Africa? Trying to escape the fate of the tyrannical barbaric ghost man. This clan has no color like no other I had ever seen before. And why is he so mean? It's the beast in his nature. That's why it seems that he hates you. What you dying for? What you dying for on a boat called Jesus, being abused and misused, jumping overboard so you won't lose your sense of freedom? Because you can't afford to be enslaved, so to your watery grave, as you pave a walkway of bones called the Middle Passage, on the bottom of the ocean floor of the Atlantic. Don't panic or become fanatic was the cry of the strong warrior kings and queens. What you dying for? What you dying for? Won't be able to even score as the ship set anchor and on some unfamiliar seashore. And don't forget how they treated our mothers, sisters, and daughters like they were some kind whores, said one of the Moors. What you dying for? What you dying for as the prices soar as we were paraded on the auction block, as devilish eyes took stock of the human inanity of a proud and majestic people. What you dying for? What you dying for? As the overseer makes a believer out of your eyes, as you realize he's the one carrying the gun and daring you to run. He calls you a nigger faster than he will pull the trigger as you try to figure him out. What brought all this about? The betrayal of his clan. From the ghost man, for the ghost man's benefit, as another one of our brothers goes to a fit of rage from being put into a cage like an animal and whipped with a bull with a just asking why. Is this being done in his native tongue? What you dying for? What you dying for as they make your mother, daughter, or sister into a nanny to raise those they must bow down to and castrate and mutilate you as it was just something to do? What you dying for? What you dying for? For after dressing your wife in front of you and daring you to do anything about it, you shouted, give me a bottle of rum. Or he shouted, give me a bottle of rum to get these niggas, dumb niggas, drunk. Then it told you if you wanted to see your wife tonight, you better beat your brother to a pulp. At the time with your wife resting his hands, I said all the time with his wife breasts in his hands. What insanity, this ghost man has no humanity. What you dying for? What you dying for Christopher Addicts? The freedom to be a slave, or how brave you are to die for a cause unknown, as the seeds of freedom are sown for the ghost man from his native country, his victory, his independence. Do we share in it? How, when they care more for the cow than our little child, said one of the Dahomian queens with a sarcastic smile. Remember, the child is our future, so teach them well of their spiritual selves and make sure they never forget who and what they are to us as a people, no matter what clan they come from. Explain that same Bohemian queen. What you dying for? I say, what are you dying for? It's the Civil War, and we can't even score if they continue to kill more of their own and we just leave them alone and don't get in their ranks. Because they will never give us any thanks, from the Buffalo Soldier to the Tuskegee Airmen, World War I and II, the Korean and Vietnam Wars. Come home and couldn't even go in the stores from the front door. And even more, they might lynch you if you mention that you are a man and not a child that will have to bow in humble submission to the conditions that they create from their own eternal hate of the original man from the African clans. And this is what we got to understand. So what you dying for? What are you dying for? From crews to gangs acting like predators with fangs, as the spirits of our ancestors still hangs in a silhouette of time like no crime has been committed. The Willie Lynch and Willie Lynch is the cause of it all. As another 10,000 of our youth fall nationwide. Come on, Bloods, Crips, let's pour libations to our ancestors so the Hutu and the Tutsi can remember their spiritual and cultural connection, so that Bloods and the Crips can come to grips with the fatalities of worldwide realities, standing side by side in the unity of staying alive and understanding of the universal truth that we are from the same tribe. And killing is no longer appealing as we sit down at the table of spiritual healing in the name of our fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. But we can't continue to die for a cause unknown and kill each other until our sisters become all alone and the only ones at home as our children roam the street as if they're grown. As menticide is sown in their minds like it's suicide, as they ask the question, whose mother is that lays dead from a stray bullet to the head, breathing her last breath, giving into death from life? And at what price? Only that it could happen twice in the same week in the same apartment as the granddaughter lies in a pool of life sinking out of existence with no resistance of dying. I'd be lying if I were to say self-inflicted genocide wasn't the cause, but to hell with all our flaws and the Willie Lynch and Ghost Man laws. The mentally free must band together in unity of staying alive. And if we to die, let's die building institutions and communities and development of families. Armies to protect our spiritual home. What you dying for? To create a divine African mind one more time, to bring this planet out of darkness to the light of the divine essence of our blessings of our ancestors and our creator in the spirit and the spirit of Akabu land and Turtle Island. And I'd like to say, with that being said, I'd like to say that we must boycott, continue to boycott. And you can go on my page on Facebook and you can go to hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham. And we're just doing that to see where are we in unified effort to boycott around the world. We got to. That's the only way that the unification will come into play. And not only that, we must also be black on black conscious of hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham. In that way that we come together and we pool our resources. I'm talking about our money so that we can buy the things that so where we can make our own choices academically, socially, and institutionally. I'm talking about music, the movies, everything. We got to do that. And the nigger Europeans, I don't know if they'll come around, but they're the one with the money and they're the one that we need for them to pool their resources. And not only that, we must, I'm dealing with Blackanized Incorporated. That is my nonprofit 501c that I'm getting back to the foundational drive of that, dealing with conscious chess moves, dealing with chess, teaching our youth and our elders so that they can have that critical thinking skills to be operational in how they feel in the world, just keeping them going, the elders to keep them going and the youth to, instruct them so they won't grow into self-destructive behavior, but be in a constructive mindset and construct, their ability to not perpetrate the system, but to perpetrate a black system in Black Wall Street and promote that. And don't always go work for them, but work for us in a unified effort. And not only that, I want to mention also, if I can address it properly, I want to, let me see. Let me see for 1 second. Excuse me. Sometimes I go overboard and then I don't be correct in my deliberation. But I want to do this and do it correctly so that it can be not speculated on, but that it can be a great and awesome morning. Praise be to the divine spirit. Praise to the ancestors. Praise be the deities of this life. Amen. I say, sister, I hear you. Okay, I want to go right here. This is where I want to go. I'm gonna give y'all this. No, I'm gonna get. No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I want to go here. This is day 16. Sister Karen Khadija Abdulmalik Davis, folks, never was a nigger or a slave, and nor was my ancestors. I always been free, and so was my ancestors. Now you are a slave to pharmaceutical and Western medical diagnosis. Will, if you are, then I encourage you on this name day emancipation in Washington, D.C., 219, to emancipate yourself from mental, let me see, where does that go? Mental slavery. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, here you go. Encourage you on this name day of emancipation in Washington, D.C., 2019, to emancipate yourself from mental slavery on this day that the Black people celebrate their freedom from the truth twisted with a lie. Get off that train ride and come aboard my train ride, for we are on a hard Tubman train ride from mental slavery from your mind, body, and soul, and stop celebrating all European holidays. Hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham. I fashioned my bioenergetic quantum health and healing wellness center after teachings of Reverend Ike. That's what she said. How did I heal from a stroke in less than 5 months, and how it is years plus later? Tune into my radio show, Wellness Witness, from 4 to 5 p.m. www.innerlightradio.com. Blessing to everyone that celebrate April as Conscious Self-Hair Care Lymphatic Cellular Wellness Month, and to those that celebrate April 30th, emancipate yourself from mental slavery day. I honor you this 9th year. Join me and my co-host Humam Abdulmalik on www.innerlightradio.com on Wellness Wednesday from 4 to 5 as I celebrate the month of poetry, the month with poetry and conscious self-care conversation. Step out of the dark ages of disease care and become your own wellness doctor. Come dance with me. Shift out of the chronic disease care stress. One love, one community, living in unity. Our panel radio show is April the 30th, same station from 3 to 5. You do not want to miss this panel conversation. Share healthy living, one love, one community, living in unity. I just wanted to share that with us so we can develop that unity on in all aspects of our living. So with that, I ain't gonna hold y'all up no more. No, I can't say I'm gonna hold y'all. I ain't got no gun. I ain't gonna do nothing like that. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day and stay in the blessings and power of our energetic power of our supreme energetic divine being that controls the whole essence of anything that we can think of or haven't thought of in all the galaxies and everything. So, and our ancestors, be open to our ancestors. Know that our ancestors, you can reach out to them and communicate with them. And all you got to do is listen to the silence. And we got to unify. That's our last and final cry. Unification. We got to do that to help build our Black nation. So with that, great day, and may your prayer be as strong as my prayer, but it's a proactive prayer so that we can come together and clear the air and come together in unification to build a Black nation. We can do it. We ain't got to be dealing with politics and all that. We just got to come together in unification. pooling our resources and everything. And we did it before, we can do it again. Black Wall Streets, remember, Black Wall Streets. So with that, I'm going to go, and I just want to say, hey, Kenneth, how you doing? I'm getting ready to walk out the door, though. You come in, but you know you're always with me in spirit, my brother. Another brother that we go way black in time. And always, I always say, we have to deal with Ma'at and the 42 admonitions of Ma'at. We have to deal with Kwanzaa, you know, the principles of Kwanzaa throughout the year. Then I always say that we got to keep making history, our story to be told, and also to make history as life unfolds. And we can't stop because we're going to build a new world, a new globe, a global peace and harmony based on my art and in a matriotic way. So y'all be blessed and stay strong. And let me give you the roll call. Who is that right there? That's Tony Hirsch, DCLOM, Maurice Hotep Ra, William Lawson, Jeffrey L. King Bay, L. Wood, Yango Soy Ill, Stephen X. Ford, Ken Song Shorter, Teresa Proctor, and Kenneth McIntyre. All y'all have a great day, a blessed day, and stay in y'all blessings and your power, and keep dealing with your divine essence and your spiritual essence. And that's where the true blessings come from. You got to know that. You got to tap into that energy and live in that energy. And with that, I say, Kona ke seko ba, inakene, ole ke nasi bidari seko tina. Have a great day. I love y'all, man. I love y'all as I love myself. And you know, the love of self is a great love. So if I have that love for y'all that I have for myself, you know, it's a great love. And we can do anything that we choose to do that's sent from above and below and within and without. Let's do this thing. Let's do it right. Time for us to bring in the light. Amen. Ashe Hotep. Assalamu alaikum. Ubuntu. Alafi, brothers and sisters. Alafia.